All right, hello, it is Ryan.
Yo, what's up? It's Brandon. What's up with it?
Okay, so we're talking about hypergamy.
Mm-hmm.
And
what?
Hypergamy.
What?
Okay,
Hypertrophy?
Hypergamy.
I've heard of
The action of marrying a person of a superior caste or class. So,
That's the thing.
it's a thing, yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's recently become popularized because it's the conversation is now within black circles, primarily black women.
Mm-hmm.
And your argument is that it's always been around.
Yeah, it's always been around.
I disagree.
No,
And I have,
like
and I'm Brit. Yeah.
The idea of so in the black culture that if a black girl bosses up
Right.
and gets a white man,
Okay.
usually the quote unquote white man is associated with the more money, the more opportunity, the better lifestyle.
Yeah.
Than with Nigga Joe over there.
Nigga Joe.
You know what I mean? So
Or a Terrell or a Dante.
yeah,
That's yeah.
I mean that's you know. So I think that's always been around. Like whether it be in the 50s when you find a nice white man and take care of your house and don't worry about Dante, and then now you boss up, get you a white dude, move out to Cali. I think that's still around. Even in the old school with the parents and the grandparents, yeah. You think that's now been?
No, I think that first of all, black women are chronically victims of struggle love, and struggle love is something I experience.
What's
struggle love is basically where you love a man or a woman, but in this context, you love a man who has nothing. He's not bringing anything to the table financially. He may or may not have...
Just good dick in 2K.
Pretty much.
Living in the basement.
Pretty much.
I hear that narrative, though.
Yes. And so, when you said 1950s, and I know you didn't mean that specifically, we couldn't... It wasn't socially acceptable to date a white man.
Right. It was illegal.
It was illegal.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. Given when it would become considered socially acceptable, what we'll say maybe the late 70s, 80s, where you could start seeing that. So if you take the 70s, 80s, and to now, that's a short period of time where,
it's really short.
Where you could start dating outside and dating up out of your race. Yeah. However, where it became like a thing that's talked about and accepted, that took way longer to be common for black women. And I can definitely say that my mom told me, and there's some truth to this. She said, I don't want you marrying a white man unless he's Jewish.
Oh,
he has money. Yes. She's joking, of course. But
still,
But, yeah. Yeah. So, the caveat was, I want you to be with someone who's black, but if you go marry a white man, he needs to be rich and he needs to be Jewish. But that was not something that my mom pressed upon me. Not at all.
Yeah, but when old people, when adults tell jokes, very rarely is it ever a joke.
True, I agree. Yeah, she would have no problem having a little half black, half Jewish, rich grandbaby. No problem. She wouldn't care about any, but yeah, she'd be fine.
And the thing is, I would say black people don't take anti-Semitism seriously because in theory we're seeing the same thing with Nick Cannon and Viacom. You know what I mean? Like that's still concept, yeah. But you're trying to tell me this is like a new,
absolutely,
like it's a new thing.
I know it's a new thing because the conversation around it is so immature. Half the people who spout about hypergamy, they don't even know what it means, really, truthfully. Yeah, they don't know what it means, but they're saying it because what they're saying. Okay, so you know what a hotep is, right?
No. Oh, it's something of the word Jesus, right?
A hotep.
It's like when black dudes.
But yeah, kind of.
Like, explain to me.
It's an Egyptian word that Dr. Umar Johnson is a hotep. So he's just this person, just a person who really is passionate about black affairs to the point where it's kind of like, think of like a vegan, who's really about the cause. Yeah. And they're kind of like maybe sometimes obnoxious with it. That's kind of what a hotep is. It has a negative connotation. And so a hotep would look at a black woman who is advocating for hypergamy and shut her down and tell her how wrong she is because that you're catering to a white narrative and da da da.
Well, it's not a wrong. It is innately is a wrong thing,
right? Innately,
to think that, yeah.
Objectively, maybe,
but it's not. I would say that's always been around. You don't think that's always been around?
Not for black women, no. I can't. With the example you gave,
that like they don't tell that they tell that I've even seen in Medea movies, and that's my reference to
oh my
American.
Gosh.
I say that with a laugh, but oh, how that can be.
Wait a minute. No. I'm going to push on that. So you remember Diary of a Mad Black Woman?
Yeah, I was about to say, there's not one person, yeah.
She married a guy who had money and he cheated on her.
Yeah.
Then she dated that dude who wore the terrible cornrow lace front. The light skin.
Yeah.
He had nothing. He was a bus driver.
He was a okay, I thought it was a post. Yeah, he
was a bus driver. He lived in a studio. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I'm looking at it. Nice little studio now. But so that's struggle of you dated down. That is the opposite of hypergamy.
But even the idea of if I remember the movie correctly, didn't someone say, "Don't you leave that man? It's a good man."
Yes.
Right. That's that.
But what was being championed though? What was the right decision as we as viewers were supposed to interpret? Date the dude who has no money. He's going to treat you better.
The image is that money doesn't...
Yeah.
What is Tyler Perry's...
His message is stupid. I don't like Tyler Perry movies, but his...
Do you really not?
They're funny. But in terms of like being it's like caricature. You're Medea.
But people don't mind... Well, we haven't seen anybody portray a black woman before like this.
Right.
In a fun, lighthearted way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, white people do that to them all the time. Big Mama came after Tyler. Big Mama what? Big Mama like
the first Big Mama? Maybe?
Like with Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
That was after Tyler Perry started that.
Really?
I'm sure there's other movies that predates Tyler Perry.
You're right.
But no one's ever made it like joked about the grits thing. Like that's a down home thing, or like the jokes that we make like 1-800 whoop your ass. Some shit like, you know what I mean? Like that's
I like Medea movies. I definitely laugh. I guess I don't agree with...
Because people say he tailors to white people. And I'm like, I don't think he does.
I don't think he tailors to white people.
Like, he tailors to their image of us. Like, oh, look at them. They're doing their thing and the diabetes. Like, that's how...
the diabetes.
That's how... you know what I mean? Like, that's
right,
what they say. Like, they're portraying that. They're portraying our mothers as this thing. They go hard. Like there's a significant amount of hate towards Tyler Perry.
I will say that I guess I don't know if I'm gonna catch some flack for it, but fuck it. I guess is he portraying what really
that's
is,
my
though?
issue. That's my
like that. I'm like,
if he's portraying the truth,
yeah. Then what does that say about?
What are we mad about?
Right, because it's like, are you more mad at what he's portraying? Or are you mad? Yeah, are you more mad at him for portraying it? Or are you more mad at the behavior that we're living it. So I guess that's why I just don't film like as a filmographer or whatever. I don't like it. I just think that his one movie that he had on Netflix where it was the one woman. Felicia Rashad, she starred in. It was like...
Oh, the 5-day one? The one that was shot in 5 days? They said it was so bad?
Yes.
Was it actually bad?
It was terrible.
What made it actually bad?
It was bad. Watch it. Watch it when you get a chance. Just,
why would I watch it? It was bad.
I mean, just so you're caught up.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah, I don't like it for that. But that, I've always thought, I'm like, but I know a few of my family members who... Yeah. I mean, like, they're like Medea.
Yeah, I know.
Uncle Brown. Like,
yeah.
Tamala Man, yeah. Like, so I'm like, what is...
To the hypergamy type of
thing. But with him, though, so I guess my beef with Tyler Perry, outside of just his terrible directing sometimes and just, like, budget movies, is just that it just seems like he is kind of playing into anti-hypergamy, maybe. Like, your light at the end of the tunnel is this broke, light-skinned man who, yeah, he can't offer you much, but he's gonna treat you right and love you good. And I just want black women to feel like we can have it all. That we can have a man who can provide for us financially, who also treats us well. Because there's always this caveat of, yeah, he may be rich, he may be somewhat good-looking. The guy that she was married to before looked like a turtle. But, you know, he's gonna treat you bad. He's gonna beat you and he's gonna cheat on you. So listen, fuck it.
That's his movies.
Yeah, and it really does follow that theme. Black women suffering, yes, it does follow kind of a theme. I mean, I've watched plays, I've watched movies. I can't really find one that is like, it kind of veers off a little.
So in regards to hypergamy, are you a fan of it?
Yeah, I'm a fan of it.
Why does it sound like a bad word?
I don't know. Hypergamy kind of reminds me of like polygamy a little bit.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about. I'm not privy on this word.
I don't know. I can't.
And what would you say to people in opposition to that?
It's really honestly just a few. The most opposition is like black men who are saying that that's terrible, that you're gonna base your dating criteria off of how much I make, and then
I don't think
black women too.
Generally, men do that. I don't think men is gonna say, "Ooh, she makes $7,500,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go after her." I don't think that's what people do, and I don't think that type of attitude attracts that type of woman. Mm-hmm. Like a man who is searching for a woman, for searching for that person. Right. That's not no strong independent woman is gonna be like, I want that type of man. No, she wants someone that can, and I think that's where people pretend. I bit my tongue. People pretend to have the idea that that traditional gender roles don't play a role, and that woman wants, if she wants a man, and if she wants it traditionally, that she wants someone that wants to take care of her, that wants to be her husband, or whatever that meant before. Not necessarily the beatings and all that stuff, obviously, but what it means to have a husband, wants to be supported. You mean? Yeah. We saw B. Simone. And when she was talking about, she said, help me out. She said,
she can't date a 9-to-5 dude.
She's finna she's finna do a 9 to 5 right now, because there's no more wilding out. So, right. I mean, it's regardless. Yeah. I mean, is that a form of hypergamy too? That she wants to go up?
I think that's what she would mean, because she doesn't want to date a broke entrepreneur. She don't want to make.
What is a broke? That don't even make sense. That's what people have.
A person who's struggling. Who's just maybe started in their business and they're not making a profit yet, so they can't really, I don't think she'd want that. I think she wants an established entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think she was willing to do it with money.
Yeah, I think she just wants money, because honestly, shit, a 9-to-5 that is making more than her, she can't really be mad at that. I don't think she'd have an issue with that either.
But she said even that doesn't rock out for her. She said you gotta, because the staying up late, shipping shit. Right. And I think about that a lot too, because she got the formula just like a lot of people did, especially over Instagram. They said, what's it? To make $100,000, I think to make $100,000 a year, you gotta sell something each day for $260 something make $100,000 a year. So and a lot of people was like, how the fuck do you do this? So she makes a book that gets her to. I mean, the million to be a millionaire. Yeah, to be a millionaire. It's $260 something. So that book plus merchandise from millions of people, millions of publications, gets her that million. That's what she. That's how she became her million under 30 or million at 30, and then all that shit blew up in her face. Yeah,
so bad. I mean, it's kind of sad. I felt so bad for her, because I'm like, damn. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think she'd be a fan of hypergamy, because I know for a fact she ain't. But I don't think I think an entrepreneur.
I feel like even the idea of making that a word is something that is very. It's very our society-ish, like our generations, to give it a name. Would you be an advocate for hypergamy?
The social caste system.
And how it relates to us and black people.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I think a hypergamy, honestly, is the wrong term. I think like you said, it's very much like of our society to put a word to it. I just think that I'll take my personal example. Okay. So my baby father, ex-husband, he truly.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? He truly took what I gave him and made the best of it, but he had nothing. Had no car. He was living with his mom. Didn't have a job. No nothing. Black
you be taking that hammer from
he
yesterday.
yeah, but he didn't have anything, and I kind of helped him because I did have something.
Yeah.
And so he took it, he flipped it, he hustled. Now he's up. He's
thing.
way up. You know, he's way up. And but that I went through a lot dealing with that. And I still kind of do because I neglected myself in the process. That was nothing that was not his doing at all. And he even says, he makes jokes. He said, "Why the hell?" He was like, you could have married,
been out here.
You could have married someone with some money. Why me? You know?" He said, I wouldn't do that. But I just neglected myself, and so I don't advocate for women to do that. I do want women to live their best lives, and if they feel like their best way of doing that is marrying up, then fuck it, then do it. Please. Marry up. Hypergamy yourself the hell out. Like, because I'm tired of black women feeling like we have to be down. Because we do. That is a thing. I'm telling you from a black woman perspective, we have to show our loyalty in ways that are completely unfair to us. We have to accept that this man may have nothing that he's bringing to the table besides some good dick, and maybe he treats us nice. Maybe. That's even a stretch. And then we got to kind of flip it and make it the best that we can. Make that like our ideal reality. And how do you do that?
Yeah.
How? I lucked out with the mirror. All statistics would point out that Amir would still be nothing. He's something.
He's something great.
Shout
out to our black men.
And he'll be
Shout
even greater.
Amir.
But I took a chance on that.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating to keep taking chances. No.
You're saying step carefully, but deliberately.
Yes.
To all black women.
Yes. And so, unfortunately, this is a good segue because this kind of goes into what we talked about with, the 50 Cent thing. If that comes from a white man, so be it. So be it.
Yeah, there's no like, there should be no differentiating between like, he's great, but he's white. Because a lot of people feel that way. I mean, a lot of women felt a certain way that when I lost my virginity to a white woman, they were like, "Oh."
I was shocked, but not for that reason.
Wait, what were you?
I mean, I was just shocked because you love, we've had talk. You love black women. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay. But I get what I think maybe I personally have stopped caring. And I'll tell you why. This is why I've stopped caring about whether or not a black man likes whatever. I have deemed it mental illness to look at yourself. Take you, for example, to look at yourself in the mirror, see how black you are, see your beautiful features, and look at a black woman and say, that's ugly. That's my I feel like it is definitely, it's something deeper than just, yes, social conditioning definitely plays a role in, but I do feel like there's something wrong with you to look at your black mother, to look at...
I don't think that's true.
Look at a white man weird as hell if he was like, can't stand white women. The way that black men degrade black women. They're ugly. We can talk about that, but I've heard it.
Yeah, I know you've heard it.
I've heard it.
Every black woman
has
heard it. My girlfriend tells me numerous times that's the thing. And I would say, and she always says, don't you, I mean... How come you've never heard that? I was like, I've heard one person in my life, in my circle, like denounce black women, and we've talked about that.
You have a good circle.
That's what I'm saying. My circle is like solid.
You're a good. I think Amir would say the same thing. You're a good person. He's a good because he said the same thing. I've never really heard that before. No. You guys are good people. I can only speak for myself because I'm kind of insulated. Like I said, to me, so going back to bring it in. I would look at a white man weird and look at like maybe there's something there deeper if you are bashing, essentially your white mother, your white sister, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your white daughter. Yeah. So, okay. So for me, I don't take it personally. I don't give a damn who you date. It does not make me not one bit uncomfortable. However, I can see how a black woman could feel maybe slighted by that because we are told so much, and I know your girl has told you how degraded we are.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, damn, you don't see the beauty in us, even though you are us. You came from us. Yeah. And white women play into that a lot.
Oh, I've been in college and I've numerous times.
Man.
I've heard my more light-skinned, BMI friendly friends that were like,
and like, yeah,
they were like, the white girl was like, I'll never forget this. He was like, well, for years I've seen it online and I just always wanted to see it in person. And I was like, oh my God.
See some black pee-pee?
Yeah, that's the term we're using.
That's what I use, yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to drink from the fountain, so to speak.
Oh my God.
And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he was like, and that whatever happened with that. But that's such a thing. I know a lot of people that were like, yeah, I want this experience.
They like the safety of college because I promise you, I have an example firsthand in mind of, I know that she loves her some black men, some black pee-pee.
You can't be calling shit pee-pee. You can't be calling shit pee-pee. Children have pee-pees. Okay.
Listen. She likes it, and I know she's gonna end up marrying a white man. It's just the safety in college. It's just what you do. You're gonna have sex with a black man in college. It's just what you're supposed to do.
Is that a thing?
What? Yes. Let me tell you, man.
I've never had sex with a black man in college.
Let me tell you how thirsty the women on BW. I watched when Amir would come on campus, because BW small, and the black people on BW campus is even smaller. And so they would see Amir, they'd be like, oh, they would like pounce. Because he's this tall.
I guess from my perspective, I can't imagine any of the black girls, quote unquote, pouncing.
Hell no. Not really. I mean, they look at him because he's little.
That's what they look at him.
They look at him and he's fucking tall, but...
I know people that would, like, not pounce, but they'll, like, get on their boss shit and be like, oh, nah, I'm finna talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah. The white girls, I mean, they just eye him up and down. And I would get so... I'm like, you're disgusting. Because...
Well, guys do it, too. Let me not... Guys will horrifically just, like, they'll look at a woman and, like, catcalling and such a thing. Yeah. So it's definitely a cross, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I know for a fact, and they've kind of said it, like, I just like black dick. You don't like the word PB. I like it, and I know that they are going to marry a white man. Because if you're only basing your attraction off of sex and nothing else, then you've already acknowledged that your attraction to a black man is purely primal. You really don't have... It's purely lust. It's purely... It's just...
Primal's a fun word to mention in sex. That's all.
It is. It is a fun word. And so you know that your safety, your security, your social acceptance, all of that shit is with a white man. So stop fooling yourself. Just be honest. Say it. I'm going to marry a white man after all this is said and done. And they usually do. And that's fine.
We got to dig into where this comes from. Like, where it's just... Because it came to your head. It was passion.
Well, because I had a roommate that just was so white savior complex to the extreme, and she was one of those who liked black men, and it just was interesting because I at the time I was so in my own world dealing with my pregnancy and stuff that I didn't care to even pick her brain as to why she felt the way she felt, but she's where I got a lot of...
She felt some shit, and she was like, oh, okay.
She did feel some shit, and she liked it, and that's just... Listen, all I know is that it's a thing. Yeah. And it's... I don't know if it's necessarily harmful. It just is what it is. But I get why black women feel some type of way. Yeah. I get it. I can never demonize them for feeling some type of way. I just don't give a fuck. I'm fortunate to say that.
Damn right.
Yeah.